Count on the beat.
All right, hey, good morning, everybody. I'd like to welcome y'all to episode 2 of the Vision Podcast. I'm Frank III. I'd like to pass it off to my guy, Calvin. Go ahead, Calvin, introduce yourself.
Hey, what up, I'm Cal? Mixer, engineer, producer, all that.
I'm JB Roy, artist, musician, singer, rapper, whatever you want.
Hey, I'm Young Ross, producer and artist.
Big Black.
DJ Tail, DJ.
Yo.
I'm Roxo. I'm an artist. I'm an engineer. All that.
Big Black, artist.
Matt Dabbling, and I'm a music enthusiast and a free thinker.
Bet. All right, here we go, everybody. Like I said, episode 2. I want to start off, as y'all know, everybody here, most of the people here have something to do with music. So I want to hear like what everybody has heard this week. Anybody heard any new music that they like? Anything we should check out? You know, whether it's our stuff or somebody else's.
I like that What's Poppin' remix.
Who's on there? I haven't heard.
Lil Wayne on there.
Oh,
the Baby.
I did hear that. Yeah, I heard that.
Yeah, I think Tory Lanez on there. You know,
Tory Lanez on there and the Baby.
You know.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to check that out because Jack Harlow, he definitely going hard right now.
Yeah, he going hard for sure.
Yeah. I heard that JB keep hearing me say it, but that new T Grizzly is pretty hard too.
I'm not.
He only sold
Bro
only sold 19K his first week.
You said he only sold 19K?
Yeah, ain't that crazy?
Oh, dang.
Yeah, I mean too, you got to kind of look at what's going on right now too.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? Like, cause to be honest, like if we want to just break it down, him as an artist, he's harder than a lot of people in the industry. So I definitely feel like what's going on right now got a lot to do with sales. You know what I'm saying? So I couldn't really judge him too much about what he sold from this first album, or this last album. So
I mean, shit, it's the digital era anyway, so niggas ain't really stopping shit no more. It's about streaming.
Facts. And promotion got to be right, especially like through this Facebook, Instagram, all this stuff, man.
Right.
For your stuff to even hit. You know what I'm saying?
I feel like times like this is harder for like an artist like T Grizzly, only because his like fan base is limited. Facts.
Like people like us, like we know who T Grizzly is, but just think about like people who don't know about him. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm looking for some T Grizzly stuff. Like, but everybody's looking for Drake, you know, J. Cole, all these other people. People ain't looking for T Grizzly like that. So I don't know. It's definitely a hard time right now. Like people like Meek Mill can easily overshadow T Grizzly right now because he's just already out there. You know what I'm saying? So,
Ain't Meek Mill on that T Grizzly?
Bro, that's one of the hardest songs on there too.
What's it called? You remember?
The one with Meek Mill?
It's like Eagles or something.
Yeah, that shit do go.
Yeah, it's hard. Like he on the hook. He do the hook on that song. Yeah. What else? Anybody else heard anything new? Anything?
The young boy just dropped some new stuff. You know what I'm saying? He dropped a new track.
When Young Boy ain't dropped.
You know that boy.
He always dropping something.
Man, I can't even keep up with Young Boy. I mean, I respect the hustle, but I can't even keep up, man.
Oh yeah, he got that song with Lil Baby.
Yeah, he got this song, Lil Baby. He got Go Hard. He just dropped too.
Nice. That's what's up. I got to check all that out for real. So what everybody got going on right now, like individually, like in their music and stuff like that? Like, let me hear from you, Rock, because I mean, we ain't really talked like that in a minute. What you got going on right
now? I'm working on recording my album, Zone of Lake.
Yeah.
So, but I'm waiting on my engineer right now. I'm like in the middle of that right now because this whole COVID shit. So they had to shut down the studio and all that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm just trying to get that together right now, and I'm working on these videos. Matter of fact, I'm gonna shoot a video later today. You feel me? This song I got called "Hold On." I don't know if you ever heard of Kid Double O.
Nah, where you from?
He be out there in Ogden. He was out in Ogden for a minute, but he moved to Vegas now. But
Okay.
he flew in yesterday and shit. So we're supposed to shoot that video later today around like 4.
Okay, that's what's up, bro.
Yeah,
That's
so
what's
I'm just
up.
working on trying to get some videos done and just trying to get some music out there. You feel me? Because with this whole COVID thing, it's like hard to drop something because you don't even know what to do with it. For real, for real.
Yeah, bro, it's
Exactly.
hard. You don't know who's paying attention right now. Shit crazy.
Exactly. Exactly. And D, think about that too. D, like we talking about Rock Zoe, like T Grizzly way more famous than Rock. You know what I mean? Any of us. So if it's hard for him, obviously it's gonna be hard for us. Which I mean, definitely ain't supposed to deter us from dropping stuff. But everybody, the cool thing about this is we just gotta find our way on how to be organic and how to get people to listen. So
yeah, the climate crazy right now, bro.
Yeah,
we gotta look at what like where the marketing situation is changing because like if you think about it, the most money artists used to make was off tours and shit like that. You feel me? And that's not even gonna really be a thing for a minute right now. So like we gotta look at other shit like how Travis Scott did that thing with Fortnite.
Yeah.
You feel me? Like something that like that, and we can't get to that type of level right now. But we can just that's a whole different wave. You feel me? Nobody ever thought about before, but it's
creativity.
a way to get mad income. You feel me?
Yeah, creativity.
Bread.
What? Hey, and just to touch on that real quick too, I was talking to somebody yesterday. If you think about it, a lot of artists right now, like they doing features for cheap too, because they're not able to get that show money too. So that's another good thing to look into. If anybody got the bread to put up, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, Jadakiss right now, he's looking for artists. I don't know if y'all seen that.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I seen that.
Yeah,
I tagged y'all boys in that.
Oh yeah, actually, yeah, that's right. JB did tag us in there.
Yeah, I seen that.
That's right.
Yeah, I definitely got to shoot him some stuff.
My shit about to die.
Hey, oh yeah, so what's up? You about to drop something, Ross?
Oh no, I said my phone and shit.
What you got going on? What you got going on?
Oh shit, man, I'm just stacking my catalog, bro. We got some shit coming. Me and JB mixtape, and me and Shamir mixtape, and I'm gonna probably do a solo tape, but the catalog just getting stacked because I got good mixtapes. I got a gang of music. I could drop like at least 3 or 4 mixtapes. So
that's what's up.
And then try to get the videos. Because since we can't really do shows, I feel like videos is where it's at because people can still see you.
Facts.
So I think we need the videos and shit.
Yep.
So yeah, that's pretty much it.
What about you, D Black? D Black.
Hey, what just happened?
Say what you got going on? What you got coming up? I know me and you, we supposed to be working on our mixtape, but what else you got going up individually? Like you got some stuff that you already had in the works that you're trying to get done. Like what's going on?
Yeah, man. I mean, shit. Honestly, since I've been out here, I've just been shooting with Wilson. So I got like 6 videos done. I got a tape with you coming out. I got a tape with Rock Zoe. Low IQ been coming to the house. We got a tape, and then I just got, just stacking catalog, man. Just trying to figure out how to market it. Really, it's nothing too big, bro.
Facts.
So when it get popping, like I'll just be ready to drop stuff on time. You know what I mean? Just stacking the catalog.
Right. JB, what about you, JB? What you got going?
Same thing. So me and Low IQ, we got a tape out right now. Me and Ross, we got a tape. Well, me and Low IQ, we got our tape out right now. Out of Storm, out right now, all platforms. Yeah. And then me and Ross got a couple singles out, Payroll, and then we got Sheeta Type that just dropped last month. So, and then we got a tape coming out too. And then honestly, I'm probably gonna drop a solo tape by myself, and then just trying to get videos, man. That's really what it is. We got some videos that we already shot. We just trying to get them edited so we can get them out to the world, to the people. Just grinding, man, and trying to find a different way. Like he say, marketing. That's the number one thing I'm trying to do. Marketing and building connections.
So Cal, Teo, what about y'all? Like as like Cal, you as a producer, Teo, you as a DJ, like what y'all got in the works? So like what y'all got going on right now? I know Teo is kind of different for you right now because, I mean, it ain't really no clubs and stuff open, so you can't do your full-time DJ thing. But, like, tell us a little bit about that. And then, Cal, I want to hear what you got going on, too.
Yeah. Are you guys able to hear me right now?
Yeah.
So, right now, it seems like I'm moving downtown. I think a lot of different owners and everything like that. It's been real.
Hey, Teo, come in a little bit, Teo. You kind of low. You just a little low.
Am I good now?
Yeah, there you go.
So pretty much right now, it's getting pretty weird. Just with everything downtown now, connections with most promoters and everything. So when the time everything's normal, I'll be good to go. As far as now, music, I'm familiar with FS and just trying to be creative with other connections.
So you basically just working on your connections and setting stuff up for when everything open back up, it sounds like, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So what's up? So Cal, what about you, Cal? What you got going? I know you been doing like the mixing and for everybody in here, and then you got beats. Like, what's up? You planning on like a mixtape, like almost like on some DJ Khaled type stuff? Like you want to do something like that?
I mean, eventually, I don't really have nothing planned like that. I've been working on the mixes, just trying to level up the mix. And as far as my sound for producers, my producer stuff, I've just been working on my signature sound, just trying stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I really haven't found my signature sound yet. So I've just been really experimental. You know what I mean? So.
Facts. And then, so me personally, like, I'm gonna drop my first single here probably early in this coming up in July with me and JB Roy. We're gonna drop "Settle Down." We need to get Cal to mix that. JB, your vocals wasn't in the Dropbox either, bro. We checked, so we got to get that. And then me and D Black, we gonna start working on our mixtape. Like we got our beats and stuff together. So, I mean, that's really all I got coming up right now is my first single, and then me and D Black mixtape, and then I'm just going to kind of go from there. So, that's pretty much it right now. But I wanted to get in, like, to the first topic right now because, you know, I've been hearing some crazy stuff going on in the media, like with inequalities and, you know, athletes speaking out. Like, people feel like because – you know, if I'm an athlete, like let's take somebody like LeBron James for instance, right? They think just because like they paying him millions of dollars, like he doesn't have the voice or he shouldn't be speaking up. Like we got to remember where LeBron James came from. LeBron James came from Akron, Ohio, like the slums. You know what I'm saying? Like sleeping on his friends' couches and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Like they feel like he shouldn't have the voice or he shouldn't be speaking on what's going on right now because of his situation currently. But you got to remember, LeBron James came from situations like all of us. Like he came from nothing. So he still knows how it is. He just was fortunate enough to be in a better position. So I feel like since he has that platform, I feel like I do want LeBron James to speak up for me. I don't feel like he should be quiet. I feel like he should be the one speaking up for me. So everything that like people like LeBron are doing and these athletes are doing, I love it. Like, what do y'all think?
I agree. I seen when that lady was like, LeBron should shut up and dribble.
Yeah.
And it was, to me, that was like mad ignorant, but at the same time, I'm glad she said that because it shows how ignorant they are. You feel me? Like, because like, I feel like just because he's getting a check now, he's supposed to turn his back on the issues that's going on in the community. Like, that's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy. So yeah, I'm glad that, you know what I mean, she said that so people could really see how like they really move and how they think. Because they feel like, oh, they paying you, you are a puppet now.
Exactly. That's how I feel. I feel the same way.
Right. I feel like it's important for people with his type of status to keep speaking out because people without a status like that, they're not gonna be heard. So we need the people who gonna be heard to keep speaking out.
Exactly.
So I'm all with it.
Yep. He got the platform to do it.
Yeah. That's the same shit if we had the platform to do it. We'll do it. I know how to do it. For
I
sure.
would too. I would too.
Because these your peoples, you feel me?
Yeah.
So,
Did you guys see the Dave Chappelle?
Yeah.
I
It
didn't
was
see
like
it. I
Seen that
heard.
too.
I heard.
it really wasn't on like no comedy shit, which I thought, you know, it was gonna be comedy. You know, it was some fun. It was some shit here and there that made you laugh, but it was more like on some
was
serious
powerful.
shit. Like,
It was powerful, dog.
yeah, because
What?
what he did, Zoe, I feel like he took his platform, bro, and took advantage of it.
He did.
Yeah.
And did you see what he said about Don Lemon and the response?
What was it? Because I seen it. It was like 2 weeks ago. I watched it. What did he say?
Okay, so what got me tight is that he was pretty much saying that Don Lemon was like how people like him and other celebrities should come out and use their platform and stuff like that. But he was coming out and saying, you know, we're just regular people and this and that, and pretty much saying that Don Lemon shouldn't like pretty much look at him and other people that as celebrities to come out in issues like that. So, but the thing that had got me tight about it is that the people who works with Don Lemon at the news place, when they wanted his reaction about what Dave Chappelle said about him, it was like pretty much everything you deal with co-workers. I don't know, like if you ever had co-workers that be hating, just, you know, try to take your position or something like that. Just, you know, it was the same exact thing. It was like, oh, did you hear what Dave Chappelle said about you? I mean, he really, it was, he ripped you a new one pretty much is what he was saying. But it's like he was trying to make Don Lemon go against Dave Chappelle pretty much. That's
like devil's advocate type shit. Like,
exactly. You know what I'm saying? But I respect Don Lemon so much because he didn't let him do that. You know what I'm saying? He was like, he said, I have a platform. He has a platform, and I feel like we should be using it for the greater good and not to tear something up. If Dave Chappelle has anything that he said about me that he doesn't agree with, then that's something that we could talk about over the phone. I'm not going to do this back and forth situation. And I respected him so much for that because I noticed what they were trying to do. They were like literally calling out Don Lemon, or Dave Chappelle calling out Don Lemon, trying to get them to be like on some, oh, well, he was drunk and he was ignorant and blah, blah, blah. You know what I'm saying? That's what they want, and he allowed them to do that.
Yeah, I respect that too, man. That's what somebody always try to come in and flip your words. Like, that's why too, when you got a face or you being interviewed or anything, like, you got to really be careful with like the words you choose. That's why I like D Black. Like, I respect like your interview. I watched your interview the other day on the news, and it was pretty good, bro. Like the words and everything. I feel like you chose the right words. I feel like everything was thought about. I feel like you didn't say the wrong thing. I feel like there's no way like they could take the words that you said and try to twist them. You know what I'm saying? So
I feel you. Thank you.
Yeah. Or anybody else got anything they want to talk about on that situation? Just like with the athletes speaking up and the, you know, the inequalities, or
it's gonna ruin the Jazz.
I think as athletes, we need to know, like, we got all the power. Like, the power is not in the owners. The power is not in the league. The power is within us. If you look at what the Black Negro League did when the baseball, they said, fuck MLB, we're going to create our own league. And they had more ticket sales, more revenue, more everything. And they were like, oh, hell no, we can't let these niggas know that they more powerful. Let's get the league back. So I feel like if athletes really want to take a stand, we need to make our own league and start putting people that look like us in position to win. That way we can start really funding our communities and doing stuff our way, because that'll be a great source of income for us. It's all about money. We want change, we got to have money.
I'm glad you brought that up, because that's going to take us into the next topic. So I'm going to touch on that again. Matt, what's your thoughts real quick?
Oh, I was just when you talk about athletes speaking up, Donovan Mitchell's been really vocal about what's going on, and then not necessarily really vocal, but he said enough consistently to really showcase how he feels. And then with his latest little Twitter bit and the way that Utah kind of reacted, or I won't say Utah, but I would say a good mix of both.
A lot of Jazz fans
reacting negatively to it. And so, you know, in turn, he got on there and was like, you know, you want to love us when we're on the court and cheer for us and everything else, but, you know, not give us the time of day otherwise. And it's particularly heartbreaking for me because I agree with him, obviously. But it's just another one of those situations where as a Utah fan, I'm going to have to consistently watch good talent and good people not want to play in my state due to some of the people here, man. So it's just, it's a heartbreaking situation for me, but I respect that man. And I love that he still is continuing to speak up even through, you know, adversity from his fan base and, you know, what that could eventually cost him as far as like his initial branding and all the work he's put into his marketing. So
yeah, I respect him too, but I know like everybody that's kind of against him right now and talking all this shit, once the ball go up again, once they start playing and he out there averaging 30 points and everything, they gonna forget about it and they gonna act like they didn't say those things that they were saying about him too. So I just feel like it's crazy, and I respect him right now for being a voice.
And when his contract's up, they'll have billboards up for him too, and all that kind of stuff. And I think it'll be too late.
Just like, you know, Darren Williams, like Darren Williams got up out of here, man, but they didn't really want to see him go. You know, same thing with Gordon Hayward. You know what I'm saying? But and yeah, so next thing I wanted to touch on too was how the NBA season is getting ready to start back up. I think it's like July 30th or something like that. It started back up.
The first game is the 30th.
It's the 30th, right?
The Lakers play the Clippers.
Yeah, so they starting it off nice. I know I'm definitely gonna be tuned in. But what do y'all think right now about, you know, certain players saying they gonna sit out? Like
For the players that's saying they gonna sit out?
Yeah, so it's certain players that's right now they saying they gonna sit out. You know, and some of the reasons are, you know, like health with all the COVID stuff. Some people using family. And then some people it's just their beliefs. You know what I mean? Like Kyrie Irving being one. I heard Kevin Durant say, you know, definitely like if I was healthy and ready to play, I would probably sit out right now too. And, you know, that's his beliefs. So I just want to hear, like, what do y'all think right now about, you know, people choosing to sit out right now during the restart up of the NBA?
Awesome. I think it's great. The focus is not on the NBA right now. We're in a world crisis. The focus should be on the world and what we're going to do to get it better as humans and what we're going to do to fix this problem that we got in the world. Sports is going to be here forever.
Yeah.
But honestly, you got to ask yourself, who's going to be really paying attention to sports right now? I think it may be a good getaway. So, you know, people can get their mind off things for sure, but it's not going to be as significant as if everything was okay in the regular world.
So I'm glad you brought that up too, because like Kyrie Irving is one of the people who is you know, talking about sitting out, and he also kind of touched on what you said, like how baseball had like the Negro League. He feels like the NBA should do something like that, do an all-black league. I just want to hear your thoughts on that. Like, what do you think about that?
I mean, I feel like niggas is scared of massa. Until we start over fearing and stop fearing, like, oh, what the consequences are gonna be, until we start taking care of our own, bro. I feel like it's a great idea. We should create our own leagues. I've been saying that we should create our own leagues, bro. That way we don't have to deal with their rules in our league. It don't make no sense why the league is 85% black in both leagues and it's controlled by white people.
So here's my question too. Like, to counter that, anybody could jump in on this. Do you feel like do y'all feel like starting an all-black league, do y'all feel like that helps the problem? I mean, do y'all feel like that helps the problem, or is counterproductive? Because at the same time too, we could look at it like, damn, like right now we need everybody to come together. And does an all-black league stop that? You know what I'm saying?
I don't think it should be an all-black league. I think it should be a league with black ownership.
It should be a black
ownership. Yeah, I like that. I like that.
And it don't even necessarily
have
to be
we
black
control our
ownership,
own.
but it could be like. Oh, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say what you say, bro.
I agree with Rock. We black ownership and we control our own. Like, of course, if a Mexican white dude want to play, yeah, y'all can play. But I'm just saying, like, how they control their leagues, we gonna control our own leagues.
Yeah. See, that's what I want to hear. I want to hear some clarity, because when you hear an all-black league, like, people take that as, oh, they only want black people in that league. That's what I want to hear. Like, people need to hear that broken down a little bit more.
I feel like it's not even about
I feel you.
Like, it's just only like making stuff just only black. It's about us gaining control
Game
control,
control.
like being at the top at them in them meetings with them. You feel me?
Yeah, like we need to be in a
Where it's
power,
like
we need to be in a
we
position
at
of
the
control.
meetings. It's like more than just one of us. It's like 3, 4, 5 of us. You feel me?
Yeah.
And we gotta say so. We got some pull. We ain't just up in there just shaking hands and kissing babies. We in there, we making moves too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, because the problem without it is that you have like a lot of people right now who owns the leagues and stuff like that who just have like low key like racist intentions and all of that, and you could see it when they do things like suspend their players fighting for a cause when they kneel during the
Hell yeah,
national
bro.
anthem or something like that.
Read
You
the
know what
book?
I mean?
Yeah.
Hell yeah, bro. They said that in the book, $1 Million Slaves. Have y'all read that book?
Nah.
Bro, read that book. They said them niggas go in the meeting and be like, hey Chuck, you wanna sit courtside and let's talk about some business? We can watch my players play. Like that's how they talk about us, bro. It's strictly a farm, bro. It's a farm, bro. It's a business.
Mm-hmm.
I think whenever you have any sort of organization, period, whether it's government, whether it's police, or whether it's ownership in business, if you're an international business, if you're a U.S. business, I think that your ownership and your power dynamics should match or at least have a similar ratio to the makeup of the people that make up your business, or / your target audience. So I agree with you when there's all white ownership in almost all of sports, and that's bad. If there's 85% of the players are black, I mean, there should be equal amount of black ownership in the league. There should be an equal amount of black executives in the league, and black say in the league ultimately. And I agree with a player league, which is the last I heard. That's kind of what Kyrie was saying was a player-led league, which a player-led league would have power dynamics based on that, right? On the ratios of who's there and who's next up for the job. But I believe the same in large companies. I believe the same in police forces. I believe the same in everything, that you have to have that common ground and have people who are of the people being the ones leading people.
I agree.
Absolutely.
I agree.
Great way to put it.
I also think like for the people who are like going to decide to play like with the NBA startup, I think at the same time, like somebody like Kyrie Irving, like we want to see Kyrie Irving play, but I'm not the one to sit here and say, oh, you're being stupid. You should play. Like, no, that's that's not on me to say. But at the same time, too, because I love watching Kyrie Irving play. I think he's one of the best guards in the NBA. I think he can also, if he wanted to, I think he could take advantage of that platform, when they play. Because people ain't gonna have no choice but to listen. But like I said, whatever Kyrie Irving want to do is what Kyrie Irving wants to do. Like, he has his beliefs and everything. And I mean, all you could do is respect it. Me personally. So,
yeah, and like for the NBA to come back, I don't blame players for trying to feel like a experiment test,
Yeah.
Like that's why a lot of players don't want to come back too, and I mean that's how I feel as well, because they're just gonna put them like in a bubble pretty much, and in my eyes, it's kind of like an experiment for the rest of the world to see.
Yeah, they said
it is.
Didn't they say like 20 players already tested positive?
I think it might have been more than that.
So, like, are they gonna be hooping without fans?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
I think so, because like it makes no sense too, because it's like how y'all trying to push for the NBA to come back up, and it's like we have 2.5 million cases right now in the U.S.
Like, it just don't make sense.
Like, it's surging. But then they're gonna force us. But then they're gonna force us as citizens or whatever to go out and can't even communicate with each other without a face mask on and social distancing and all this other stuff. If y'all want to start up the NBA league and all this other shit, that's not even important.
It makes me believe. It makes me think about too. Like, everybody's scared they losing their money. Like these NBA owners and stuff. They like, we got to get this shit going. We got to get these TV views because I need my money. You know what I'm saying?
They don't get
shut
it
up
too.
and dribble attitude again. That shut up and dribble attitude.
Yeah.
It is.
You know what I mean? They just want
And
that.
Similar.
It is, and that's why I'm not against whoever wants to sit out. Like, I think Avery Bradley from the Lakers is sitting out. I think Dwight Howard is considering sitting out. Like I'm saying, I want to see all these dudes play because I love basketball and ain't nothing else to watch on TV. I'm done with Netflix and all that shit. So, but if that's what they believe, that's what they believe. Because they might got a lot more insight to this shit than we do too. You know what I'm saying? So,
Why
I'm
you
not
say
the
you?
one.
Why you say you done with Netflix?
Bro, I watch that shit too much. That's
I'm on that Disney Plus going, Brad.
nah, nothing against Netflix, but I mean, shit, I'm just tired. I done seen everything on there by now, shit. So, and what y'all?
Netflix, that's something that kind of had me iffy. Like after the whole protest thing, they started doing some Black Pride type of category, and I'm just like, that's just trying to profit off of the situation.
Yeah,
I
see
don't
that.
I don't like that.
Yeah, like right when you turn it
It's
on.
like, why we didn't have that before? Like now you realize you should do it because you see that, you know what I mean? Like you feel
Yeah,
like,
that's just like even on video games too. Madden,
Hey,
2K,
hey.
Call of Duty, everybody talking about Black Lives Matter now.
yeah,
Hey, on the
like,
lowest
where was
key,
that before?
on the lowest key, they using Black Lives Matter as a marketing scheme, bro.
Yeah.
Real shit.
It is, bro.
Man, y'all, just be mindful of that. If you look around, you'll see it. You'll see like, okay, these dudes just trying to get some money off this now.
Yeah, I hate
Trying to
people that try to use it as a
Profit off of
marketing
pain.
tool.
Yeah, you think about it. You see something so much, you want to know more about it. You know what I mean? And you see something so much, you hear about it so much, it stays in your mind. So if you start seeing Black Lives Matter, you want to look into it. And then if you ain't aware of this shit and you realize that it's a problem because you keep seeing it, that goes back into the donation thing. Like people are like, oh shit, let me donate to this cause. But where's that money going?
But
You
I
know what I'm
feel
saying?
like some of these companies afraid to lose the black dollar because they know how powerful
Thank
that is.
you. It's not genuine.
It's not even
It's
that,
genuine.
bro. I swear, I've never seen no shit like this. And this shit been going on for the longest. I never seen no shit like this.
Yesterday I just seen Princeton. Princeton is removing what's his name, Woodrow Wilson, from his statue or whatever. And I'm just like, okay, like I didn't know he had all these racist.
Yeah, y'all didn't know that.
intentions
Like,
before,
why that wouldn't get moved before? Like,
Oh,
why
it's-
I gotta
said
take
they
all
want
these
the
damn
black
bodies
dollar.
to see that shit.
Yeah, that's not the only statue either. They removing all these statues now that got anything to do with that shit. So I mean,
like, don't get me wrong. Like, I'm glad you doing it now, but like, nigga, like that shit like this should have been happening, bro.
Exactly.
a long time ago, and that's why like I'm not against like I'm not against like I'm not gonna say I'm against how people are acting right now, like at these protests. Like some people are doing it
In that
peacefully, some
pressure on
people
the
are right.
truth.
Yeah, sometimes, like I said, you got to be loud for people to actually hear you. So I ain't gonna sit here and say I'm against it, you know. But like now that we into the BLM movement, like one thing that like I said, it pissed me off this week. I was on Facebook, and I don't usually like to speak up on Facebook and get into it or anything like that. But I heard somebody say that the BLM movement, Black Lives Matter movement, is a terrorist group. Like, bro, I'm not trying to hear that. Like, if you think
Bro,
that's
I'm not
a
even
terrorist
gonna
group,
entertain that, bro.
Yeah, I
that's what I'm
wouldn't
saying.
even
Like,
entertain.
if you think
I'm
that's a
not
terrorist group,
entertaining that.
I would like to hear what you thought about the KKK. What did you think about that? You know what I'm saying? Like,
They
that's
still alive too, though. That's the crazy
We
thing.
not even.
that's what I'm saying.
So
Alive and well, and doing it in a much sneakier fashion. They
doing it in a more
they
doing it in a more
judges, they
political way.
lawyers. Mhm.
That's what they doing. All this shit, all this little slick shit they do it in a political way, so it don't look bad. You know what I'm saying?
I think a lot of what was going on with that too is what's happening in Seattle with like, you know, taking over blocks. You know what I mean? 6 blocks. You know what I mean? They holding people in their house and like, you know, telling them they can't leave and they gotta, you know, they can't use the internet. They can't show, you know, they can't, you know, record what's going on. There's a lot of stuff going on in
Wait, what's
Seattle
going
that's
on?
crazy.
Yeah, see, I
like
didn't know about that.
That Chaz, they made a little, I don't even know what to call it. Like it's some stuff I never even heard of in my life before. It's never happened in this country for sure. But you know, it's people that literally they took over 6
Seattle.
blocks in,
Yeah.
in Seattle. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they doing it under a Black Lives Matter name. I don't know if that's who's actually, you know, behind it.
Yeah.
But, you know, a lot of people are confused. I'm not too sure. Matt, you know anything about that?
Yeah, it's the Capitol Hill Autonomous Zone.
Yeah.
And they did kind of use everything from the movement to kind of initially start it, and because of all the eyes on police brutality and the way the police really had to back off in that area, we're able to do it. But it's definitely not directly associated with the movement. I'm sure there's people in the movement that support the movement and it, but I've seen a lot of video footage from around and when it first started, kind of more so video footage inside, and it definitely isn't. It's definitely a mix of people who are just more tired of the government, I think, in general. But I don't think that it's something that is pushed directly for Black Lives Matter. Like, but they are using the confusion to start to push other agendas, which may or may not end up being parallel to some of the same agendas.
Yeah.
What do you guys think it keeps pushing these protests that just keep going on? Do you think it's like, do you think people's out there literally like still generally protesting about the issues that's going on, or they're trying to start something to keep the people controlled? Because like I get it, but I feel like it just lost its course. It lost its meaning already.
Yeah, it's losing momentum, bro, because that shit, like, I mean, nobody can, like, who wants to go out and do a protest every weekend, bro? You know what I'm saying? I feel like it's definitely losing momentum. I feel like there needs to be other ways now.
Let's protest.
We need to find another way. Like, we can still do the protest, but there need to be other ways and stuff,
Yeah,
too.
because too much of anything can kill, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's just like...
It's time. We done did the protest. And it's time to make solutions, find solutions. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think if we're not doing anything to affect their income,
go
nothing's gonna change.
Yeah.
Hey, and on the lowest key, people using these little rallies and all that shit to turn up, bro. I swear, bro.
To take advantage. To take advantage of
it. They're having a little dancing. I'm like, okay, these niggas.
Yeah,
is y'all out here for the cause, or are y'all out here just to socialize with people?
Exactly, bro.
It's a lot of shit you gonna see. Yeah, it's a lot of shit you gonna see that should open your eyes, bro.
Yeah. I respect the people that are actually doing it.
We at the point of we need solutions, bro. I'm tired of all this. You know what I'm saying? We done protested enough. It's time for people to come together and find solutions. Bro.
Yeah, facts, bro.
Because the only thing I could say that the protests are doing is making them try to do whatever they could to try to make people go back home. Because I feel like if they never stopped protesting or whatever, they would have never did LAPD, for example. They decided to cut the budget from the police department and take $1.2 million and give it to the black community. But that would have never happened if people ain't go out and keep protesting, because then they would have been all right. Everybody's already over it.
And I'm for the protest, but it's some questionable shit though, for sure.
Yeah, I think there need to still be protests, but I think there needs to be other ways too.
It needs to be a plan.
It's people out here watering down the protest, man.
Bro.
So it's
you gotta protest with a purpose and effectively. If you're gonna be doing it, you have to be effective.
I seen a meme like that. It say, we not outnumbered, we just out strategize. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We gotta strategize and find a solution.
Yep. Facts.
When people protest and they block a highway, that costs money. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
It does, because there's a lot of people who's not getting to work. There's a lot of the tolls not being paid on the bridges. That's a lot of shit. You feel me? If you're not doing shit like that, then it's just what are you really out there for? Just to hold up a sign that they could care less. They're just gonna look at you and wait till you go back home. That's it. And make sure you don't cause havoc.
Facts. I agree. That's why they say money is power. If you can stop money from being made from these people, that's power. You taking power away.
The player sitting out, perfect, shit like that. You feel me?
Shit like that.
Yeah.
I think one more thing though. I think the biggest thing that had to happen out of this is that it's cool, like everybody, like what you just said is all like people holding up signs, like that's cool, woo woo, whatever. But like, where the real leaders gonna come out of this? You know what I'm saying? Like somebody got to stand up and actually make a change. Like what you said, JB. Somebody got to really do something, and that's what we missing. You know?
And the crazy thing, Cal, that you say that is because all the leaders we didn't have, they got shot and killed.
Yeah, they got shot and they got killed and put in jail.
Like, damn, the real ones, not the fake ones.
It's like what I said last week, bro. We got leaders amongst us, but them niggas shot every leader. So all the leaders we have, them niggas don't want to die.
Yeah,
like, bro, I'm getting shot.
Hesitant.
That's the difference too. Like, cause Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, they knew the consequences that would come.
They wasn't afraid.
They wasn't afraid. That's like y'all said, like JB, you said we gotta have a plan, bro. Like there's nobody leading this plan. Like if you think about somebody like Martin Luther King and Malcolm X, bro, they stationed one place, but they had connects in every other place. This is what we doing. This is what y'all doing wrong. This is what needs to be done. Here's the blueprint. This is what you need to do. You are over Utah, you know what I'm saying? You are over LA, you over New York. Like we don't have that type of person right now.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, and just like with the BLM movement, bro, I just feel like, you know, there is some good stuff that could come out of it. I just get, like I said, back to the terrorist group thing. You can't say that because there's bad apples in everything. Like I put in a comment on one of my boys' pages, like I hate to do the Facebook back and forth stuff. I don't do that. You know what I'm saying? But I was frustrated. I had to speak up. So I was basically saying like, so because you got to think, in this Black Lives Matters movement and the protest, it's not just black people down there. So don't try to make it seem like because it's a Black Lives Matter protest that all black people are bad. You know what I'm saying? Or the people that are in that group are terrorists. No. I feel like in every group, any type of association, you can find a bad apple. So basically I said, so if a couple bad apples in the Black Lives Matter movement make that a terrorist group, then I said, I guess a couple of cops have ruined it for the whole police force. You know what I'm saying? Because it's been some shitty cops. I got some good friends that are cops. You know what I mean? I know people who are cops. I've been around good cops.
I know some chill ass cops too. That's really out there to help the people and not to be on some bullshit racist shit.
That's what I'm saying. So like you can't say that, like that's a broad statement. Like people gotta stop making these broad ass statements. Cause like I said, I know some good ass cops. And if that's the case, then those bad cops have ruined it for all y'all. And another thing I thought about is like if I have a bad interaction with a cop one time or 5 times, the next time I see a cop, that cop does have a reason to be scared for his life because I, as an individual, am only going to take so much. Like I just seen a video. Y'all probably seen it the other day. There was these 2 dudes getting arrested by a cop. One of them was in cuffs. The other one was getting ready to get arrested. And the cop just like forcefully pushed his head down, turned around, knocked the cop out. That's just a prime example of people getting frustrated and tired of this shit. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like there's bad apples in everything. With that being said, I feel like, you know, there could be some better training and there needs to be certain consequences for police officers too. Like there are times where they got to use.
But the police got a lot of bad apples.
They do.
You can't.
But I feel like there needs to be some consequences paid because once the consequences are paid, the next ones they're gonna think about those actions, bro.
I can't stand when they commit murder pretty much and then they just get fired. Like, what do you mean fired? Like, can I go kill somebody and get fired?
Yeah, get fired from my job.
Yeah.
Like, how you not getting charges? Why do we have to go outside and ask you guys to persecute these niggas? Like, that don't make no sense.
Yeah, bro.
That's why they feel so above the law.
Yeah, I just seen something about that too. It was on Showtime. It was about like the 80s because the 80s and 90s, y'all know how bad it was in LA with the LA riots and all that stuff. And, you know, they was just saying like, it's a lot of like people who got into the police force and were already racist. And there were people that were high up in the police force that were racist. So you feel like certain people feel like, certain officers feel like they could do certain shit because they knew they would get acquitted for it. You know what I'm saying? So there's a lot of bad, like we said, it just goes back to where there's a lot of bad apples and everything. So.
Hey, no.
Just feel like it's messed up. And then Anybody else got something to touch on that topic? Because I got one more topic I want us to get into real quick before we get out of here today.
What was the topic? I'm just
Anyways, all right. So the last topic I want to talk about is change. Like, what does change look like? If y'all had the ability to make a change, like what would it be? What would it be? Like, how do we start with a change?
I would
something
change
something realistic too.
Schools.
I would change ignorance. I think a lot of people is ignorant, and I think that's what starts a lot of racism.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? As far as like us classifying certain people as to doing certain things, like saying, "Oh yeah, you know that's Mexican stuff," or "That's what black people do," "That's what white people do." Like that's like it's ignorant in a sense because it's like pretty much automatically labeling somebody as something, and then that could lead on to further racism. You know what I'm saying?
Education. That's
like school, man. I feel like once we start teaching about the real history, you know what I'm saying? Not this fabricated and fluffed up shit that they done put in our schools, about the real history, what really happened, white history and black history, because we got to know both in order to advance the future.
Gotta know both.
Gotta know both. We can't advance the future until we know the truth, you know what I'm saying? Because a lot of the shit that they've been teaching us is lies, man. Fabricated, you know?
Facts. That just goes to, like, I was talking to somebody the other day on, like, you know, we learn white history in school, but, like, in my elementary school, most of the schools I went to was predominantly black until I went to college, right? And, like, I learned about black history because I went to a predominantly black school, but I had to learn about white history too, because that's the type of shit that we get tested on and SATs and all that other type of shit. Or when we go to college, that's what we need to know. But I could ask somebody right now. Like, what do you know about Booker T. Washington or Madam C.J. Walker? Or you know what I mean? Like I could ask somebody that question. They're gonna, who are those people? People barely know about what Martin Luther King and Malcolm X were actually doing. You know, people think the Black Panthers were just like a terrorist group, bro. I'm from where the Black Panthers were created. You know what I'm saying? So I know all about it. It didn't have shit to do with what they think. Like, the Black Panthers were started to protect the black community, feed kids before school and stuff like that, and make sure that there was no police brutality. Make sure that these young black men were doing what they needed to do so they can, you know, make sure that they're progressing the community. So that's really what the Black Panthers were. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna get somebody on here one of these days too to talk about that too, talk about that movement, because education is really where it's at. But anybody else want to touch on, like, where they think like where they can make a change? Like,
I think it's all about progress, man. Kind of what you just said. It's all about progress overall in this country. As long as we got a two-party system, I feel like it's no real progress. You got one dude come in as president, he gonna do what he gotta do. And then the next dude come, he just gonna undo everything the last president did. You know what I mean? And so we not really, as a country, we're not moving anywhere. We just staying stagnant. You know what I mean? If you ain't moving, you dying, really. And so
to touch on that, Calvin, so they said, I think Trump is trying to pass like a law where skill set is looked at just as much as a degree, right? Skill set is looked at as just as much as a degree. So just because somebody got a degree don't mean they're better than that one person who never went to college for some shit. Like, let's take somebody, like, let's say you, for instance, you good with computers and shit. Let's say you never went to, like, no type of school. You just good with it, right? You self-taught. Somebody like you could be more qualified than somebody who went to college for it. But just have you probably will have 10 more years of experience than that person. They went to school for it, but in those 10 years when you were going to school, they've been doing that shit. So they got the experience. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like that's pretty cool. But I'm just saying that because let's say that law does pass, the next president could be Biden, who could be like, scratch that. We are going back to degrees. You got to have a degree for this certain job. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So that's what so I agree with you on the two-party thing. Everybody needs to be on the same page.
Yeah, we got to be on the same page, man.
I don't think that it could ever get to the point though to where we have just one party, because if we had just one party, then we would have been trying to overthrow our government. The reason why we have two parties, I feel like, is just because it keeps it balanced as far as like, if you don't agree with the Republicans, then you're gonna settle for the Democrats or vice versa.
Right. I think that, but the founders of this country, they never intended it for like you just to be like a, you know, like a yes man. You know what I mean?
Both parties are by white people. There's not enough representation of Mexicans, Asians, and black
minorities.
People. We need everybody in that party. We gonna change.
Right.
I think it should be ran. I think it should be ran by a board of governors. Like everybody has their individual state, right? The states are supposed to hold power. We're supposed to be able to elect our state officials, elect our local officials, and be able to control at least our smaller government. The smaller it gets, the more control we have, right? But when you have like this single point of power and this federal government that's controlled by all this money and super PACs and everything else, when you strip all that away and you have a board that is meeting issues, voting, democracy, every state.
Matt, you kind of you breaking up a little bit, Matt. Matt, you breaking up a little bit, bro.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yeah. Say what you just said again.
I just think that when you have this seat of power where you have like the federal government, it's all essentially controlled. It's all a big power grab. It's all big corporations pushing their agenda by funding super PACs and things like that. When you strip that all away, we all have these state and local governments where the smaller the government gets, the more control we have. And to have a board of governors that ran the country where it's a true democracy at that level of government as well, where they're voting to pass federal laws and they're like actually sitting in a room discussing the country. To me, that's a better system than having a president or having, you know, a chief executive in office. I just think that things should be a lot more balanced, and I think that there's a way we could achieve that. But that's my idea towards change as far as following up on you, Calvin, and the two-party system, because it's definitely broken.
Right, for sure. For sure. I think it was set up and intended to be really good, but right now all we have is a bunch of people they just trying to kiss the president's ass, man. You know what I mean? It's like whatever he do, you know what I mean? They just gonna follow, and that's not how it was meant to be. You know what I mean?
Bunch of yes man.
Bunch of yes man, dog. Nothing can get done when they looking for their next check. They looking to which corporation is gonna pay me so I can pass the law they want. You know what I mean? Nothing is about the people. You know what I mean?
Exactly. That's the people who fund their campaign.
Yeah, that's 100% right there.
I feel like my way would change. It would kind of go back to what JB and Rock was saying. Like would be like school and education. Like I thought about it like this, right? Like you think about like these low income communities and like ghettos. You know what I'm saying? What they call ghettos. It starts with like the kids, man, in the community. Like let's say you take 5 best friends, right? You take 5 best friends and they all become millionaires. People like that need to go back to the communities and continue to build their communities. But think about it like this, right? If I go to a private school or something like that, you know, these kids are taught certain things that aren't taught in public schools. Like I was thinking like when I was in middle school or high school and I knew more about, you know, what it was like to be a fireman or what it was like to be, let's say somebody who's in real estate or learn more about stocks. I'm talking about from like middle school to high school. You know what I'm saying? From there, I can start catering myself to what I want to be. Like I know all this stuff about real estate. By the time I'm 22, I can have my first couple properties. You know what I'm saying? By the time I'm 25, you know, I got so much in my bank account. And then by the time you're 30, you pretty much set up. And let's say you got 10 kids like that from a certain ghetto or community. who already knew what they wanted to be from a certain point on because they knew about different jobs and how to make money or understanding mortgages and shit like that. Now, you build up the community from within, they come back, they build up the community, that's when we start succeeding. But I feel like there's not enough shit that's taught in schools now to help people be successful. Like, yes, history and all that stuff is good, but where's the life skills? Like, teach me about a job. Like, tell me what I can do. Soon as I walk across that stage, I shouldn't be like, now I got to go apply for jobs. I should be like, I'm about to jump into real estate. Or I already started my real estate when I was a junior. I started my education and shit. So now I'm about to just take off. I don't got to go to class no more. I could go start looking at these properties. I can invest in these properties and stuff like that. So I feel like more stuff like that needs to start, because if I could build in my community these properties and stuff, it's going to be over. Also, think about this too. Like, Zoe, like, you from New York. Like, think about, like, all the stores and stuff you used to go to, right? The corner stores and all that. Ross, you from LA, because I know how Cali is too. You know what I mean? I'm from Cali. It ain't no black people that own these corner stores we go to. It's always Arabics, you know what I'm saying? Asians. Like, where's the black corner store owners, bro?
That's what's missing from our community, bro. And that go back to the like owning black league or whatever, black ownership in the league, bro. We don't see that. We don't see that in our community, bro. When I was growing up, all I saw was Michael Jordan. I saw Michael Jordan. I knew Jay-Z. Them was the black people I knew that was in a position, you know, a higher position. And so everybody I knew they wanted to be them. I want to be a basketball player. I want to be a rapper. I'm not saying nothing wrong with being a rapper, but by the time you get to a position where you can do something, actually, say you actually make it as a rapper, now you want to do something else, bro. You got to go through so much just to get to the next level. You know, once you actually become a rapper, you know what I mean. If we knew about these things like growing up as a kid, we could have a better plan. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm explaining that right, but you know.
No, I get it. Like, like we see like people like Michael Jordan and stuff all the time on TV. So that's what we want to be like. Like, bro, like, I don't know. Like, I don't know one black dude back home that owns like a corner store, bro. You know what I'm saying? That's trippy, because that's the community we live in. What happened if I grew up 2 blocks away from that store and the dude that owned that store was black? Or if I grow up and I buy that corner store, that shit's mine. You know what I'm saying? Like, we got the communities. We need to build within those communities is what I think.
Have you guys
I
seen
think it goes deeper than that, though. Like,
oh, it's deeper. Like I said, it really starts with educating. It starts with education. I feel like if we start educating these kids on paths that they could go and giving them a blueprint on how to get to that path, I feel like that helps, because even with basketball, I got to a point when I was like, it was over. What do I want to do? I didn't know exactly what I wanted to do. I'm starting to learn now. I'm 30. You know what I mean? I could have had an idea when I was 18 or 16. You know what I'm saying? Real estate could have been my plan. Like, I could have dumped $100 into a stock, you know what I'm saying, when I was 16 or something like that.
But the thing is that we gotta teach the information ourselves, because we can't.
But see,
start with the people who's
so,
oppressing us.
Once we get on that level,
the information. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, like, knowledge is wealth. You feel me? So that's why they hide the knowledge of shit like that. You feel me? And then if you want to know that type of information, or your kids to know that information, I'm pretty sure there's a school out there that you probably got to pay mad money for, which most people not gonna be able to afford. You feel me? So yeah, I feel like we gotta just like create something to where we have a community of giving people that knowledge, how to keep their credits good and all that other type of shit that I feel like they should be teaching in high school and shit like that. Because once you jump into the real world, it's just like you can get all types of loans, you can do all types of whatever, but nothing really gets you prepared on how to manage all that type of shit. Like, you shouldn't be at 18 years old and with somebody coming to you for you pretty much signing your life away for a $20,000 loan just to go to school, like to do something you might not even benefit out of. You know what I mean? And it's gonna fuck your life up, because now you, besides trying to live in life, now you stuck with this big ass debt that you wasn't even prepared to even take at that age, because you wasn't mentally prepared enough.
Exactly. I agree 100%. That's just like they say, like, a lot of people don't even make it to 21. You know where we from? Like, imagine if they was like, if by 16 I'm already got my mindset, I'm about to do real estate. I'm not worried about what's going on. You know what I mean? I'm trying to focus on getting that money so I can get this real estate going. I'm trying to stay up out of here for a minute so I can build everything up, get myself right. But, you know, that's just my thoughts.
I guess my question would be change towards what then?
What do you mean? Like, I'm talking about, think about, okay, so like I could talk about Oakland where I grew up, right? I'm talking about change. Change starts from within. Like, bro, I know hustlers back home, bro. Like, I'm talking about people who making money in the streets, right? And they've been doing that since they was 18. But what if they knew other ways? Or even with that money that they got hustling now, bro, why aren't they investing that into properties and stuff like that? Why are you still hustling?
A lot of us do it to ourselves. Like you saying, I know mad niggas who touch like 100K, 200K, you feel me? They could have started businesses, did a lot of shit to, but you know what I mean? It's just goes that way to training the mentality, you feel me? Because a lot of people who get it quick, it's so quick to blow because they always feel like they can get it quick again.
Yeah, exactly.
So their money management is crazy.
Exactly. Money management should definitely be taught, bro. I feel like that's where it starts because, like, if I could go make $100 grand in a year on the street, bro, it's time for me to try to do something else. You know what I'm saying? Like, or try to, I don't know, bro. I just feel like it's a lot of other ways like we can help out our communities. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I seen an entrepreneur say something and that always stuck with me. He was like, how it doesn't matter how much money you make, it's how you manage your money, because you could have people who's like making, take Tyrese for example, matter of fact. Tyrese was making like, I think he was making $130,000 a month, but his bills is $150,000 a month. He's broke.
Money management.
Month, like, yeah, exactly. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, so you could have all this money, but if you're not managing right, you could just, it don't mean nothing.
Right.
It really don't mean nothing.
Right. So does that kind of answer your question, D Black? Is that what you were asking? Like, what do you mean by change?
Change the mentality.
No, I mean, yeah, I just think, exactly. I just wanted some more direction with that because, like, Obama said change is good, change is now, but he didn't change nothing. You know what I mean? So, like, when we say we want change, that concept can be so vague. Like, we say, let's change this, but we never like focus and hone in. Okay, what are we changing towards, and what is it for? That's all.
Yeah.
So that's what I was thinking. Just more direction and more detail. Like, okay, change the mentality. Yeah, I agree 100% with y'all saying.
Yeah.
But
yo, did y'all know Obama had a brother? My bad.
Hell no.
Listen.
I saw something on that. Bro.
Yo, listen. Obama has a brother. Yo, I'm not a big fan of Obama anymore. I'm not even gonna hold you. He has a brother, bro, from Kenya, bro, living like he's not living, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, for your brother to be the president of the U.S., bro, and he's like living in a hut, bro, in Kenya right now as we speak.
They said that man was adopted, bro.
Who? Obama?
Yeah.
Nah, he wasn't adopted. His dad is from Kenya. His mom is white. His dad moved to America to get a degree. You feel me? And got with a white woman or whatever. But his dad was real educated. You feel me? But he had other kids, which is Obama's brother, who's still in Africa right now. You feel me? So Obama got to grow up with his intellectual dad, whereas his brother grew up struggling with the mom. You feel me? So they like have two different whole backgrounds and everything like that. You know what I'm saying? But for you to be a president and have all this bread and your brother's living like that, it's crazy. It's crazy to me. So I'm like, if you wouldn't even look out for your own flesh and blood, imagine you coming in to look out for your own people. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
When you have your own flesh and blood out there, like literally like struggling. Like there's a whole documentary on Obama's brother, bro.
Yeah, I'm gonna check that out.
Yeah, y'all check that out. You feel me? I'm not a big fan of this man. Cause I feel like he was like a trick. I feel like, cause I'm like, how could we? It was like a trick to like make black people. I feel like there's hope in a sense, because I don't see how we could go from having a black president to somebody who just perceives themselves to be like just some racist ass nigga.
Yeah, facts.
You know what I mean? It was like a smack in the face. It was like, all right, 8 years. Oh, you guys think there's hope? You think there's change? Okay. Boom, hit him with Donald Trump. You feel me? And then all this crazy. It's like we took 20 steps back.
Yeah, and then the real race just came out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
know?
I feel like as people though, like we could have did better because Obama was kind of held back when he was in office because like legislators and like senators were never elected that would have had him have more of a voice. Because when he tried to make change, like it was kind of pushed back every single time because it's just a holdback. That's just politics too. There's a lot of Republicans under him rather than Democrats. So if we I vote. I think everyone should vote. That would help a lot. But I think if other officials were in office when he was, when he had his presidency, it could have went a different way.
Facts.
I don't know about voting because there's so many people who keep saying, especially in the political world, about the whole thing with Donald Trump and then the Russians interfering with the election.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but
So
I'm not talking about the presidency though. Yeah, I'm talking about like under those, like the under,
for like the
Congress
House
and
and the
everything.
Senate.
Now I know what you're saying, but my whole thing is like, if something as big as a presidency vote could get rigged, like, what do these other votes mean?
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I'm saying?
True.
Like, I feel like that should be something that shouldn't be able to be touched at all. Like, that's crazy.
That's all just a distraction. It's still the electoral college for the president's vote. The popular vote still means nothing for the presidential race. But the president can't move without, Congress and the House and everything else. And so to Teo's point, we really have to make sure that we're electing local government and being really involved there because they can hinder or help any presidential agenda.
Because they will be the ones with the electoral votes?
Yes.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
Yeah, Michelle touched on that in her documentary. So I thought that was pretty interesting.
With that being said, hey, y'all think we can end this? Nigga gotta go eat.
All right, y'all. Hey, so that's all we got for today. This was a great episode. I feel like we're gonna be back at y'all next week for episode 3. We're gonna have some cool topics for y'all. So the vision out. Holla at y'all later.